Hello friends, today we'll see the different effect of different filter on the bridge rectifier. So you can see the different filter of the bridge rectifier that we want to study today. So what is basically the bridge rectifier? The bridge rectifier consists of four diodes which is connected in the form of bridge along with the input sine wave which is applied as an input to the bridge rectifier along with the one resistive component. So what we want to study, without absence of this filter, what is the output, and when you are connecting filters one by one, how the output is going to be changed. That we want to study today. That is the topic of our discussion. So as we know, the filter capacitor and the inductor, they play the role of filtering of the AC ripples which is present into the DC. What is the application of this rectifier circuit? It provides the constant output DC voltage. Okay, so but in that output DC voltage there may be a possibility of having the AC component, and we want to rectify that AC component with the help of these filters. So initially let us study first how the circuit will work in absence of the DC, in absence of this filter. So I will take you on the very first circuit. So this is your first circuit. In the first circuit, you can see half cycle of the input. Your diode D1 and D2. These two diodes will going to be these two diodes, this diode and this diode is going to be conduct initially, and in negative upside these two diodes will conduct, and accordingly what will happen? The output voltage will be generated across the load resistance R. So what is the output voltage? Output voltage is nothing but it is a VR, that is the voltage developed across the load resistance. And what is the current magnitude? Current magnitude is nothing but what is the voltage developed across the resistance, load resistance R divided by the value of resistance R is nothing but the magnitude of current. But we are interested in the voltage. So here you can see that these are the pulses which are generated across the load resistance R. Okay, why we are getting this voltage? Because it don't have any filter component present here. So without filter, the output voltage generated across the load is nothing but it is a combination of AC along with the DC. So this part is called as the DC. Why it is called as DC? Because it starts from 0, it goes to maximum, and it again bring back to 0, again it goes to maximum and comes to 0. So the nature is discontinuous. That's why it is called as the DC voltage. Okay, but along with that DC, the AC components are present in the circuit. So these AC components are making trouble in the load resistance. So our aim is to get the pure DC voltage from these pulsating DC voltage. For that we have another circuitry with you. That what we have did in this circuit, the second part, we have inserted one inductor in series with the resistance. So here the inductor is acting as a input filter. So it is called as a inductor input filter. So this inductor, what it will do, we know the property of inductor. Inductor, what happens? Inductor blocks the AC and passes the DC. So it passes this voltage, and what will happen? The magnitude of these pulses will reduces. Okay. Now if you go to the third case, you can identify. For the third case, you will see now we have replaces the inductor with the help of capacitor. So you can see here, now I have replaces the inductor here with the help of one filter capacitor. Now we know that the property of the capacitor is to block the DC voltage and passes the AC voltage. So what will happen? In that case, whatever the average value of the output voltage generated is like this. So this is the average value of the output voltage generated across the load resistance with the capacitor input filter. Now you can say, suppose somebody says we want more accurate output DC voltage. In that case, we'll have to make the combination of capacitor and inductor, both are connected in such a fashion along with the load resistance to generate the output voltage like this. Means here whatever the pulsating DC voltage generated, that will be passed to the inductor. Means this capacitor blocks the DC voltage and and passes the AC voltage. Now this inductor filters the AC voltage, and whatever the DC voltage is blocked, that will appear across the load resistance. So this is the output voltage generated. So now you can see this is the zero value and this is the maximum value. And if you take the average of this, so average output DC voltage will be somewhat constant output voltage what you are getting across the load resistance. Now even you can see the other circuit. If you change the position of this inductor and capacitor, then in that case what will happen? You can see the difference in the waveform. So the average value of the output DC voltage will be decreased. In this case, the average value is greater than this VR by 2, whereas it is actually VR. So there is a change in this position. If the position of the filter is changed, what will happen? The output voltage generated will be changed. Now we will have the combination of two capacitors over one. So what? Let us say this is the pi filter. So pi filter. The pi filter will look like this. So the pi filter is nothing but it is a combination of two capacitors along with inductor. So whatever the output generated here, that is the DC output voltage generated across the bridge, will be filtered out by this capacitor. So this will block the DC voltage and passes the AC voltage. Now whatever the AC voltage is there, that will be blocked by the inductor and passes the DC voltage. Again, whatever the DC voltage, that will be blocked by the second capacitor, and output is since the resistance, load resistance is parallel to the second capacitor, whatever the output voltage, DC voltage across this capacitor will come across the load resistance R. And hence you can see here the average value of the output DC voltage will be increased. You can measure the output voltage from this to this point. So what will happen? The output DC voltage will be increased and it will near about same. So what if you take the average out of it, so what will happen? It is nearly equal to the straight line. That's why we always draw the DC voltage as a straight line with the help of this. So what we have studied today, what I want to tell you today, see effect of filter. So what is the effect of filter, different filter on the bridge rectifier? So you have a rectifier, you want to generate the DC voltage, but that DC voltage may be pulsating. So if you change the filters and their values, so how that filter is going to affect the output DC voltage generated across the load resistance. That is that I want to tell you. But again, the important thing is that if here the input voltage in this case is 50 Hertz. Now suppose I want to change my input AC voltage. Suppose I apply the frequency which is very high frequency. Let us say it is of 5 kHz or 10 kHz. So in that case this normal rectifier diode will not work, because if it is observed during doing the practical in the lab that if I keep this diode as a normal rectifier like 1N4001 or 7, so these diodes start producing the distorted output voltage above 1 kHz of frequency. So if you want to apply higher frequency as an input like your SMPS, you are applying the higher frequency. So in that case you will have to use this communication diode like a Schottky diodes you should use for making the high frequency rectifier. That's all for today. From this we learn how to generate the output DC voltage with the help of bridge rectifier circuit. If you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Professor Jitendra Davde Online Learning Solution. Thank you.